Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some breaking news that will definitely grab your attention. If you rely on Social Security benefits, particularly if you're receiving Supplemental Security Income, SSI, or Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, I have some fantastic news that you won't want to miss. Starting this Monday, January 8th, 2025, millions of SSI and SSDI recipients will see a huge boost in their payments. The first $1,976 check is hitting bank accounts, and for many, it's going to be a game changer. This is the highest increase we've seen in years, and it's set to make a major difference for those who depend on these payments to cover basic living expenses. If you're among those waiting for this payment, you'll want to stick around to find out what this increase means, who qualifies, and what to do if you haven't received your payment by the end of the week. So, let's take a moment to unpack exactly why this payment is such a big deal. If you've been following the news, you've likely seen reports about rising inflation and the challenges that low-income individuals face in this economy. From the grocery store to the gas station to paying rent, prices continue to climb, and many people, especially those living on fixed incomes, are struggling to keep up. This $1,976 check is part of a much-needed adjustment to help ease some of those financial burdens. The Social Security Administration, SSA, has implemented a historic cost of living adjustment, COLA, for 2025. And this adjustment is designed to help make sure your Social Security benefits keep pace with inflation. With prices continuing to rise, especially for essential items like food, housing, and healthcare, the government has recognized the need for these increases to ensure that individuals on SSI and SSDI don't fall even further behind. The fact that this payment will now be significantly higher than in years past is a step toward helping millions of Americans maintain some semblance of financial stability in an increasingly difficult environment. Now, you might be wondering, who exactly is going to receive this $1,976 check? The answer is that this increase is specifically for people who are already receiving Social Security benefits, either through SSI or SSDI. These programs serve two main groups. SSI helps people who are 65 or older, blind, or disabled, and it provides additional assistance to those who have limited income and resources. On the other hand, SSDI benefits are for individuals who have worked in the past and paid into Social Security, but are now unable to work due to a disability. The increase to $1,976 is aimed at providing more support for those who rely on these benefits to survive. It's important to note that the amount you'll receive can vary depending on your specific situation. Some individuals may receive slightly more or less, depending on their living circumstances, but for the majority of recipients, this increase is a substantial one. For those of you who might be asking, why is this increase happening now? It all boils down to inflation. If you're living on a fixed income, you know how hard it is when the cost of everything from groceries to utilities to healthcare goes up while your income stays the same. The cost of living adjustment, or COLA, is meant to ensure that the purchasing power of Social Security checks doesn't dwindle in the face of rising costs. The SSA calculates COLA based on changes in the Consumer Price Index, which measures the cost of basic goods and services. If inflation is higher, the SSA adjusts Social Security payments accordingly. In 2025, due to persistent inflation, the COLA adjustment resulted in a $1,976 check for many recipients, which is one of the largest increases we've seen in a long time. For some, it might not feel like enough to fully make up for the rising costs, but it certainly offers a significant boost that could help you cover more of your basic expenses each month. If you're wondering what you can do with this extra money, that's a great question. First and foremost, if you're behind on bills or struggling to make ends meet, this check could be a lifeline. With this kind of increase, you might be able to catch up on overdue rent or utility payments and avoid late fees or disconnections. If you're up to date on your bills but still feel the squeeze, this could give you a little more breathing room. Some of you might even use the funds to get ahead on the next month's expenses, which can be a great strategy for reducing stress. Others might choose to invest in things like groceries, essential household items, or healthcare. If you have any major upcoming expenses, like medical bills or car repair, this check could be just what you need to handle those costs without needing to rely on credit. And of course, if you're in a position where you're not facing immediate financial stress, this might be a great opportunity to put some of that money into savings. Building an emergency fund, even if it's just a small amount, can provide peace of mind when unexpected expenses come up. However, let's talk about what to do if your payment doesn't arrive as expected. We know how frustrating it can be when payments are delayed, especially when you're relying on those funds to get by. If you don't see your $1,976 check in your account by Monday, don't panic right away. There are a number of reasons this might happen. Sometimes payments are delayed due to weekends or holidays, and it can take a few extra days for deposits to go through. The first thing you should do is check your SSA account online to confirm your payment schedule. If your payment is delayed, there's usually an updated date provided, and it could be worth waiting just a few more days to see if the payment shows up. However, if it's been longer than expected, or if you're concerned that there may have been a mistake with your eligibility or payment, don't hesitate to contact the Social Security Administration directly. You can do so via their toll-free number or by logging into your online account and sending a message. Make sure to have all the necessary details such as your Social Security number, payment history, and any other relevant information ready to help the SSA resolve the issue as quickly as possible. While this $1,976 payment is certainly a step in the right direction, it's important to recognize that for many people on SSI and SSDI, this amount is still not enough to fully cover all of their expenses. Yes, the increase is significant, but in many parts of the country, the cost of living continues to rise, especially when it comes to rent, medical bills, and even basic groceries. This payment increase is vital, but it's also part of a larger conversation about how we support people who are living on fixed incomes. Many people who depend on Social Security are struggling to get by, and this issue has been a major talking point among advocates for years. There's an ongoing push to make sure that the needs of vulnerable populations are met and that Social Security benefits reflect the actual cost of living. As we move into 2025, it's critical that we continue to support these efforts and ensure that people who are most in need get the assistance they deserve. So, now that you know about the increase in Social Security payments, what do you think? Are you excited about the $1,976 check, or do you think it's still not enough to truly address the challenges people are facing? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How has this increase affected your plans for the year, and what will you be using this money for? Whether you're catching up on bills or saving for a rainy day, it's important that we continue to have these conversations and stay informed. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more updates on Social Security news, financial tips, and helpful resources. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.